Today, we're diving into one of the most incredible aircraft ever built, the Boeing 787. And this isn't just about a plane. Its story tells us about a massive, fundamental shift in how we build the machines that fly us all around the globe.
I bet you've seen one of these, right? With those beautifully curved wings? The 787 family, the 8, the 9, and the stretched out 10. This thing was a total game changer right from the get-go. It came with this huge promise to completely reshape long-haul air travel as we knew it.
But what about that name? Why the Dreamliner? You gotta wonder, was that just some clever marketing, or does that name actually point to something way bigger, something baked into the aircraft's very DNA?
Yeah, see, Dreamliner wasn't just some catchy tagline. It was a real promise. For the airlines, it was the dream of mind-blowing fuel efficiency. And for us, the passengers, it was the dream of a completely new kind of comfort up in the sky.
And this quote right here, it absolutely nails it. The keywords you got to focus on are revolutionary and advanced technology. The 787 wasn't just a minor update, it was a giant leap. So, the big question is, how in the world did Boeing actually pull this off?
Well, the secret, the real magic, is all about what this plane's made of. The single biggest innovation, the one thing that makes everything else work, is its composite airframe.
You gotta remember, for like 100 years, big jets were made of aluminum, period. But the Dreamliner, it just completely flips the script. A whopping 50% of its structure, we're talking the main body, the wings, the whole shebang, is made from advanced carbon fiber composite materials. That's not just a change, that's a radical reinvention.
Okay, so look at this, because it really shows you what I'm talking about. On the left, that's kind of like the old way of doing things. Thousands of little metal parts, frames, and ribs all riveted together. But on the right, that's the Dreamliner concept. It's like a single, seamless barrel. You've got fewer parts, it's way less complex, and it's a whole lot stronger.
And making that one switch in materials, wow, it has some huge payoffs. As you can see, these composites are lighter than aluminum, but they're also stronger. And that weight savings, it directly translates into better fuel efficiency. Plus, and this is a big one, they don't rust or corrode like metal, which means the plane is way more durable and lasts a lot longer.
Okay, so this whole move to composites isn't just some cool idea on a whiteboard. It has a direct, real, measurable impact on how the plane actually performs. And to see that, we can actually dig into the numbers, the real-world data that Boeing gives to airports.
All right, take a deep breath, because this chart looks intense. And, well, it is. This comes straight from the 787's official airport planning manual. This is literally the tool that airports use to figure out if their runways are long enough for a 787 to take off safely in all sorts of different conditions.
But let's break it down, just a little piece of it, to see what's going on. The bottom axis is the plane's weight, and the side axis is how much runway it needs. See all those curvy lines? Each one is for a different temperature. Now, if we follow the line for a hot day, let's say 15 degrees Celsius hotter than normal, you can see that for the exact same weight, the line shoots way up. That means the plane needs a much longer runway to get into the air. Every single variable is mapped out just like this. It's incredibly detailed.
But here's something you might not think about. A plane's design isn't just about flying. Nope, it creates this huge ripple effect that goes all the way down to the ground, to the tarmac, and the airport itself.
Let's talk about the runway for a second. Airports use this system called ACN/PCN. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is like a dating app for planes and pavement. Every plane gets a number, the ACN, that says how much stress it puts on the ground. And every runway gets a number, the PCN, that says how strong it is. The rule is simple. The plane's number can't be bigger than the runway's number.
And Boeing, they have to create one of these charts for every single version of the plane. So here's the one for the original 787-8, which airports use to check if their pavement can handle it.
Then you've got the 787-9. It's a bit bigger, a bit heavier, so you can see the lines on the chart shift up. It puts more stress on the runway, so it needs stronger pavement. Makes sense, right?
And here we go, the big one, the 787-10. You can see that trend just keeps going. This level of super specific detail for each and every model is it's absolutely essential. It's non-negotiable for getting a new plane safely into the air at airports all over the world.
And get this, another wild thing to think about on the ground is the raw power of its engines. This diagram shows the danger zone right in front of the engine inlet. Even at idle, you got to stay 15 feet away. But at full takeoff power, That danger zone jumps to a mind-boggling 63 feet. The suction there is a massive threat to any people or vehicles nearby.
Okay, so we've geeked out on the composites, we've looked at the super detailed performance charts, but what does it all mean? How does all this technical stuff actually deliver on that Dreamliner promise for everyone? It really all boils down to this one incredible number. When you combine that lightweight composite body with its super advanced engines, the 787 becomes 20 to 25% more fuel efficient than the older jets it was built to replace, like the Boeing 767. That is a huge deal in aviation. And that right there is the real revolution. This is what changes everything. That efficiency completely rewrote the rulebook for long-haul flights. Suddenly, it made financial sense for airlines to fly direct, point-to-point between smaller cities, completely skipping the massive hubs. We're talking about routes like Perth to London or Boston to Tokyo, flights that just weren't really possible before the Dreamliner.
So when you put it all together, from its revolutionary composite design, to how it literally affects the pavement at the airport, and all the way to how it redraws the world map of flights, the 787 really did deliver on its huge promise. It completely redefined what a modern airliner could be. And you know what? It absolutely earned its name, the Dreamliner.
So it really makes you wonder, right? The Dreamliner proved that this radical new way of building planes could work, and it kicked the door wide open for innovation. So the question is, what's next? What kind of crazy new designs and materials are going to shape the next generation of flight?